Hey everyone, my name is Cole. I just got out of the fan event for Dune Part 2, and guys, this film defined cinema. I was going to make an actual intro to this video, but I want to get right into it. This brief review will have no spoilers, so don't worry if you have not seen the film. So let me get this out of the way. Denis Villeneuve has solidified himself as the greatest director of all time. Villeneuve has been my favorite director for years now, with films like Prisoners, Sicario, and my favorite film of all time, Blade Runner 2049. I would make the claim that he is the king of sci-fi on levels very few directors or other artists have gotten even close to. So, as you can imagine, my expectations for his films are as high as possible. The first Dune film is an easy 5 out of 5 for me, but of course I do have some minor gripes with the pacing, but the Dune universe is so expansive and at times complicated that an adaptation would have always been difficult to make. Well, Denis did the impossible and adapted these novels into nearly perfect adaptations. Dune Part 2 is a masterpiece. It is a perfect sequel as it sought out to further develop established characters and plot threads while also managing to expand the world the story is set in. It even fixes the pacing issues that I was a tad bothered by with the first film. Dune 2 is so smooth and sleek with its runtime. I actually felt like it could have went for that 3-hour mark, but either way this is as perfect as the film could ever be. I would like if they had extended editions one day, kind of like what Lord of the Rings did, because those are my go-to as of now. Dune 2 kind of reminded me of Apocalypse Now, which I funny enough watched before I went to the theater as a cinematic marvel. Dune Part 2 was a film that made you leave the theater and know that you just watched a cinematic achievement. Probably one of the greatest sci-fi blockbusters ever. It's that good. On more of the cast and crew aspects of the film, the acting was ridiculously impressive. More screen time to Dave Bautista was brilliant, as he is one of my favorite actors working right now. The additions of Florence Pugh and Christopher Walken were perfect. They brought so much to their roles, and the direction helped their characters ascend. Timothée Chalamet was, of course, terrific. His performance was one to remember, and I would say it's one of his best. He is Paul Atreides. He is this iconic character, and the way his story developed is astounding. Now, for the show stealer, Austin Butler. Wow. Butler yet again manipulated his voice to create such a horrifying and threatening presence that every time he stepped into a scene, I had chills. He gave a performance that was nearly on par with Heath Ledger's Joker in my opinion. I'm not kidding. It was unbelievable. He better be nominated for Best Supporting Actor already because it was a generational performance with his limited screen time. An aspect that was unbelievably impressive to me was the set pieces. The film had action sequences on the scale of The Return of the King, some scenes reminiscent of it. The fight choreography was very modern as it was a bit more limited in the cuts, which helped the immersion. The stakes and tension were ever so present in the story, and that helped the scale of it that much more. I just can't get over how immensely powerful this film was in IMAX, with Zimmer's score and Fraser's historic cinematography showcase. There probably isn't a more beautiful looking blockbuster out there. Fraser cooked, and he totally deserves Best Cinematography already this year. I left the theater speechless. Now, to get into the story, it was a masterpiece. Come on, you expected this. The pacing was terrific and helped you understand the lengths and time the characters went to develop and grow. Everything felt natural and authentic. Every scene had a purpose. No minute or second felt wasted. I'm trying not to spoil everything, but the ending of the film makes you wish it was 2027 so we can get the third film. The stakes and future of the world are so high, you have a connection to these characters and where they will go. You crave to see how things will pan out and what will happen to those involved. The twists and turns were so well done. The character motivations were complex, but also twisted in a way that is so original. It's simply a masterclass in cinema, and I'm so anxious and excited to see where the story will go. To say that this is a masterpiece and one of the greatest sci-fi films ever is an understatement. I cannot believe we have to wait until 2027 for Dune Messiah. I will be there day one. Christopher Nolan comparing Dune 2 to The Empire Strikes Back was on point. I believed him, and it held true tenfold. It can also be compared to The Lord of the Rings Two Towers. This Dune trilogy, if it is a trilogy, is this generation's next Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. This is the next big story, likely to be one of the most important sci-fi stories ever told. I am so excited for the future and am desperately looking forward to seeing Dune Part 2 again. This film is an easy 5 out of 5, and as of now, in my top 4 movies of all time. Dune Part 2 is a cinematic achievement and reminder that films with a high budget can be well crafted, well written, and be more than something to watch, but a reality to experience. This is why cinema will live, because of art pieces such as this. Long live cinema, guys. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Letterboxd at CoProtocol and subscribe to the channel for more content such as this. Also like this video to help with the algorithm. As always, my friends, peace. Alright babe, initial reactions to Dune 2. What's your expert thoughts?
Denis Villeneuve, you are my father.
Long live cinema, the greatest director of all time. Blade Runner 2049 is still my favorite movie of all time, favorite Villeneuve film. But wow, like there's not really many better sequels. That was on the par of like maybe Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, maybe level, especially the set pieces. But wow, that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. I lost my mind. I'm gonna see that movie like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like take out a loan because I'm gonna see that movie probably more than Batman than I saw in theaters. I saw that like 5 times, but I'm ranting. It's cold. That was a masterpiece. Oh my god.